I'd like to thank you all for joining us tonight on this week's session of Living with AI. Tonight we have the pleasure of Ron Roberts. Ron is a self taught digital creator passionate about how AI is transforming creativity. He's the creator of the YouTube channel Facts and History, a guide through time, which breaks down history into engaging bite sized videos, amassing over 52,000 subscribers in just a year. He also runs DJ Ron, a music streaming YouTube channel with 18,000 plus subscribers, bringing immersive late night club vibes online through curated sets and nostalgic visuals. Ron uses AI tools across both channels to streamline research, scripting, and visuals, showing how tech can empower independent creators. He's here tonight to talk about how AI is reshaping content, culture, and what it means to be a modern storyteller. So let's have a warm SUNY Poly welcome for Ron. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me for sure. Just want to say hello to everyone that's in the chat, and uh, I hope that we can have a good conversation about AI and where I started and where I am now.
So, Ron, one of the amazing things of working with you, and we've had conversation, is that you
Mhm.
were self-taught and you were really the AI, the whole mindset and technology stack appealed to you. And can you tell us a little bit about what was appealing to you when you look at artificial intelligence?
Well, I think for me, um, having your own set of rules, that you can make your own channel, you can do what's in your own mind. There's no gatekeeper to anything. It's just what you have in your mind, and you can whatever your mind comes up with. That's what you can, use the AI and let that, pen to paper sort of thing come out. And it's been pretty good for me because I have a wild imagination sometimes, and it worked out really well. And it seemed to, I used the AI and I kind of just kept accelerating, using more apps. And I was always kind of fond of the YouTubers on how they had so many followers. So I didn't want to get in front of the camera per se and show my face and see all the comments after, and I know they have to go through, like. So I wanted to do kind of a faceless YouTube and just use my ideas that's in my head to to put it down and just see what everyone thought about it. And I knew it was going to be good because I'm kind of a funny guy. I can come up with some good ideas on things, and that's where I started with the AI, and it kind of morphed into, when you're into AI, you realize that there are always new apps and sites and all types of things just constantly evolving. And it's just, for me, it's very interesting, because when we were young, I always felt we used our imagination more in our generation to, to keep ourselves busy. And, I think that with the AI now, I remember we were having a conversation also about my brother who's a decent artist, and he draws a lot, and that was his imagination. He would draw imaginary figures and people and things like that. And now with this AI, you can use it as a very powerful tool. My pen is a lot heavier, stronger than his, so my ideas come across a lot better. So yeah,
Yeah, I
that's what it
appreciate
meant
that,
for me.
Ron, because we were talking about that, and yeah, your brother I know is an artist, and I remember that he was only limited by what he could actually get down on the paper. But when we're talking about it, you have this limitless palette because now you've been exploring a lot of these different tools and creating, you know, whether it be history or even the music. like these creative ideas, and whatever comes to your mind, you if you can figure out the prompting or figure out the tool to use, you're able to create something that seems to resonate with your followers.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if you can manipulate the AI in that way, because it always doesn't work all the time. You need two or three tries, and uh, it's it's a very good when you do get it tuned in. Let's just say when you do get it tuned in, it will definitely sometimes it will feels like it reads my mind. I'm like, wow, that's exactly what I wanted, or that's even better than what I wanted, or it will kind of twist my vision a little bit, but it will be in a better way. I'll be very happy with it, and that's I really enjoy doing the AI, and of course I tried to help people with it, and just come across and like I feel like I'm a decent storyteller, so I used my channel for YouTube to tell stories about history, and some of it comes out AI. It does a lot of the pictures and things itself, but a lot of times you have to write the script. You have to make sure it makes sense. Sometimes the AI doesn't do everything perfect, let's just say. So you do have to kind of manipulate the AI even more in helping you shape or your vision of what you want.
And Will, Professor, I saw that you had posted up asking the channel, and that is www.youtube.com at Simple Time Warp. And I will put that in the chat.
Is there a place I can link that in the chat here? I can.
Oh, yeah, if you can link it in the chat if you'd like directly, that's fine.
Where's is this? Oh, show chat. I see. I
So,
could do.
but
Yeah.
that's interesting. And so you found a way to communicate the ideas and things that were relevant to you.
Right. Right. Just exactly relevant to me, what I like, which is music.
Imagine standing on Mars, not in a spacesuit, but under a clear blue sky. It just sounds
Sorry, that was me, right?
That was you. You were you're at the channel right now?
to the atmosphere, trapping heat.
Some of the little shorts. I find that the generation of today, they don't have sorry, but a long attention span. So I decided sometimes I don't either. So I decided to do shorts because it would just be short and simple, straight to the point, and you wouldn't have these long stories to deal with and nothing long to read, and hopefully it would be engaging to the audience, and it would just be something you'd be able to watch kind of over and over again. Like, wow, like how did he do that? Or yeah, I didn't think about that. Or you know, like that was cool. Like, yeah, I learned about that at school. Or if you didn't pay attention in school, maybe you could learn something in that case.
Well, Dr.
but
Schneider, remember we were talking about the video storytellers and the people creating movies and short features. Those are the types of short snippets about history that Ron has been exploring. Everything from major events in history to, modern ideas on time travel.
Show us one, right? Show us one, and then show us the process. Can we? I was going to look, but then it's created. I don't know. I hit that link, but then I realized I would then be off into. Can you show us a short?
sure, I have actually some of my favorites right here. And well, what I did also was I created an avatar for this channel. It's not, it doesn't look like me, but this is something that, I figured that would be a good here. I'll put this one in if it works.
Are you sharing your screen?
Oh, you have to share your screen on this one
Yes. So
to do
yeah,
that?
in Discord, yeah, you'll have on the bottom a tool where it'll say share your screen, where you can
Yeah.
actually share your screen, and then we will be able to click and see your screen.
Okay.
Are you new to Discord?
Well, I I started
There
using
we go.
Discord. Yeah, I started using Discord for what did I use it for?
Something, right? Yeah, and then it comes to you.
Yeah, I started to use Discord for here's a good one.
So you're showing us your library we see right now, and your favorite
Yeah,
shorts and music, right?
yeah, yeah. I don't. Are you seeing the Kamikaze one?
We're actually seeing so right now we see the menu, like you're hovering over the Kamikaze. So if you click it, it should launch and we should be able to see it.
Okay. So if I open it,
Yeah.
can you see it now?
Except you might not have shared your entire screen.
Right.
And
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
you might have shared just the window.
Okay. So okay.
It looks
Let me do it over again.
Hmm.
Let me do it over again,
yeah,
and we
right. Yeah.
share.
It's a little tricky. You have to select the option. You have to go way up to the upper right. It took me weeks to find the button in the upper right where you actually have to select the. I don't know, or it's just me who's stupid.
No, it's a interesting open source platform, but it is always tricky. I remember the semester we were doing it all together and sharing
Everybody,
actual
it's
piece of
yeah,
content is tricky.
yeah.
On
But we're
here.
still like debating Zoom or Discord. But I still
Yeah,
like the
Zoom seems a little easier, but that's how I find.
Zoom. Yeah, Zoom's nicer. It's a little heavier. I don't
Yeah.
know.
But
You see
it
my
Higher.
seems
screen,
a
Paul?
lot. Are you sharing your screen yet?
Yeah, I think I am. I was.
But it's on YouTube, right? We can just go to YouTube.
Yeah,
I can play
you
it.
could go. Yes, you could do that way too. You could do it that way too. It's all there. I
So you
Okay.
would like
hit the
to
main
show you.
selection, and then in the far upper right, it's share entire screen.
Yeah, I see. It only highlights.
Yeah, and it looks like
I'm on Win. I'm not on Windows. All right, so
yeah, it's a Mac, right?
yeah, yeah.
Okay, let's see. Okay, you're sharing the entire. Now I'm seeing your desktop. So if you, I see your whole Discord.
You see it now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's a good sign.
that's a good sign.
Okay.
So now if you launch your what you want to show, we should be able to see it.
Okay, so I will switch to.
There.
Don't worry about them.
Maybe, maybe not. Hard to tell.
You're still seeing everything?
Well, we see your
No.
Discord.
You see my
Yeah,
Discord.
I think you shared your application window, not your screen.
Allow share. Oh, okay. Oh, it says allow share screen. Allow share screen. That's it right there, right? There you go.
It's right, but yeah.
There you go.
So you have to lower
Yeah.
it's behind your Discord window now. There. Okay. Now are you clicking on one of them?
Yes. Perfect.
Okay.
Okay. So
Which? Huh?
which one you want. This is basically what's in my head. I like
Are these history? Oh, do you
yeah,
have any
yes,
information technology history?
yes. This is
Telegraph, telephone, post office?
yeah, these are all history.
Yeah. Any of them touch on the history of information technology, computers, television, radio, photographs, photography?
Let's see. So I've done I think it's 217 of them.
Yeah.
So or 71. Or
What
71.
do you
So let's type in
19th century.
TV, all right, and see where okay.
Yep.
Oh, okay, because the hashtag. So we'll if you follow
Perfect.
her, perfect. All
Yep,
right. Well,
perfect.
Yeah,
Star
there you
Trek. If
go.
you like Star Trek,
Yeah,
Yeah, there we go. So you have to let the audio flow.
yeah.
okay.
Don't know how to do that.
The audio doesn't. Oh my god. So the audio has to go too. So you don't hear it now?
No, because I think you're not passing the audio through.
Yeah,
Is
but
it
that's okay. Can you
Discord's?
go back? I don't know how. I've
Yeah.
never. If
And
we
that
that.
this is all new to me too. But
Yeah. Well, we'll
just
practice. This is great. Can you go back to that though? This
sure.
is so cool.
So, so you created shorts, and so this is like how many minutes?
This is seconds. And when you
Ah,
do YouTube, your shorts have to be under a certain amount of seconds. I think it's like a minute and a half or
mm.
something like that. You know, if it's short and sweet, then it's short and sweet. You know, and it gets to the point. You know, and you watch it a couple times, and that's it. You know, so was trying to do. I did more. I started at like 3 a day.
So can
Shorts.
you go back to that? Can you go back to that short? And then what's the creative process in writing that? Like where's your studio? Where do you make that?
Where do I make that? Okay, so we will go to what I do is go to. Oh no, I
If you
forget.
don't mind, Chris, right? Is that
No,
Yes,
the
no, it's fine. You're using a specific tool. So
yes,
Ron was one of the people that when I was learning about InVideo AI, Ron was the person
Yep.
who turned me on to InVideo AI. But then we had discussed previously that there are a plethora of tools out there, some that are geared more towards specific platforms. And I
You
believe
can
what
just
he's about to show us
you can
is, uh
Rob, you can just put the Discord to the side. You don't yeah, there you go.
okay. So if let's come up with a short right now. If whatever you choose, let's come up with a short, and let's go. Let's start from the beginning. Like you know, we're doing it. What do you guys want to? What do you want to talk about? You tell me, and then
AI,
we'll. Yeah,
living
just
with
start
Living with
living with
AI.
AI. Living with AI, right? So we'll do. And my typing, it's not perfect, but so we can do a short script, right? And we can say, you know,
Let's say
uh,
looking at AI
hmm,
today and its evolution into the future.
right?
starting in 1959.
Oh, you want to go back to 1959? Starting in 1959. Okay.
1959 to 2059. There you go. A century of AI.
Oh,
Well, okay, so this will what's going to happen with this script is you're going to read it out. It'll have to use a voice and everything. Let's see.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
yeah.
show us
All
one of
right,
yours
we'll
so we see
start. Well,
what a
let's
script is.
yes, let's
Show us
start.
what your script looks like.
Show say it again. Sorry.
Yeah, show us one of yours so we can see what your script looks like.
Sure. Okay. Hold on. So, Ben
Because
Franklin,
like you can't just like make one of
like
these
this.
things if you
Oh, okay,
yeah, okay.
so here we go. Right, it will do that. This,
Right.
I'll research the behind the person, and I'll write it. I'll write a little script, and basically, it will come up with everything that was in the script to help you picture it and bring it all together. Oh, this is like one of the little scripts I'll do. You can in this program you can edit everything, and it does a lot for you. Um, Mostly if you write a short script, it will, and you could pick the voice once you're finished, and it does a lot. I mean, I try to keep the same voices to make the channels. There's just a couple of different, voices you can use, but I try to keep the same two kind of AI voices so that it just kind of brings everything in together. That's how I do it
And
with this.
what model does it? Do you know what models it uses to do these or
Um, Not in particular. You mean
okay.
exactly like what AI it uses? Not, I'm
Yeah,
not in.
what's this tool called?
It's
big
called Big
motion.
Motion.
Big
Big
Mo Oh, I
Motion
see. Yeah.
AI. Yes,
Yeah.
Big
Interesting.
Motion.
Cool.
Yeah, yeah. And there are others too. I find that this one just seems to wrap it up better. The voices are better. It's clearer. It's better to understand. And it just seems that the AI, we can type in anything. We can type in, the sun moves around the clouds or anything you want. But it just, to me, the pictures, the static pictures have to bring everything together. And this, to me, is the best tool to do that. There are many tools out there that can do this, but this is the best tool that I use. I think it kind of, and it's kind of evolved because you can do, your own videos. You can, sometimes they have these a series of things that you can, like, let's say you can do any topic you want. It can be horror, it can be mystery, it can be
Hmm.
anything. Some of those are just automated in that way. I try not to do that because it can get you messed up because, let's say, for example, they had something, it was with flying bunnies, and it didn't make any sense. And I said, I can't put this out there. You know what I mean? It's part of my
That's
channel.
interesting. Flying bunnies.
Yeah,
Okay.
it was like flying bunnies or something. It made no sense. And I was like, I had to. This is why I kind of do my own custom channels or custom things. Here's like, some of them it just, and when you put it on YouTube, people will call you if it's not right. They'll be like, that didn't happen. Yeah, that didn't happen at this time, or what are you doing? It doesn't look like the Titanic, or it doesn't look like this, or it was the
And
not
when
red.
and when they do, why do you care?
I know you know what it is. You're perfectly right. It's
No,
what I
I'm just curious. Seriously, it's not
well,
like what's the matter with you? It's like why is it that you care? It's a very, I serious. Why do
well,
you
you want
care?
to
You might.
you want to put something out there that's truthful, and you want it to be kind of just on point. You don't want it to be false. You know what I mean? And for me, I wouldn't want it to be false. I want it to have some truth to it. And
I kind of
the
understand though what you're talking about, Ron, because I remember you showing me one time when the Gladiator movie came out, and you were talking about gladiators, and one of the AI tools was creating a lot of, it's kind of like when we saw the president showing that whole thing with the Gaza and the bearded women, and it just didn't look right. And so you don't
didn't look right.
want your name associated with some type of content that doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense. It's like going back to what we spoke about in the beginning about, it's your own channel, it's inside your head, it's your own product. So I'm like, I don't want to put the wrong things out there and then have people question what you do. You know what I mean? I try to keep it as true as I can. And so there's a lot of times I had to do research and make sure that it's correct. Because just because
Well,
the AI says so doesn't mean that it is.
yeah, I think it's producer pride,
Yes.
creator pride, and being proud of your product and wanting to have integrity in your product, right?
Right.
That's what, and that, there's some product on YouTube by some content creators that some people think has more integrity than others, right? And
Yeah.
that's about as gentle as you could possibly say it, I would imagine. Um,
Right.
so this is your platform for creating the videos that you then post to YouTube. And so is this business? Is this a business or a hobby, or is this like a,
I
or
think this is just a hobby for me.
Mhm.
Like something that you can display. Like I said, there's some things that are in your head. Like storytelling, you can kind of tell stories. If we'll move on to my music channel, which is more of what I like, or what to me
Mhm.
is fascinating, because you literally can make a virtual club,
Right.
which would be like a what? And like, yeah, like a virtual club. Like I can post music every Tuesday, a certain genre on Tuesday, and then Friday, a different genre. And then, I can make it, if you want to hear this, you come here on Tuesday, and then Friday, you come here on Friday. Similar to what, I grew up with in the clubs in the city. It was the same
Mhm.
thing. They had different genres they played at different times, or different floors, they had different music that they played. So in that case, I'm trying to
That's,
just
that's this is diff. That's the audio space. This is the video spaces,
this is the
right?
video space. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I don't. That's so. I'm a farmer
Mhm.
in that I'm a hobby farmer, and it costs us a lot of money to have a little farm, and
Yeah,
um, and so I weigh like the value of the hobby by the more hours I spend, the less expensive the hobby becomes. You know what I mean per hour.
right.
And so like I never think of making money, but it has to do with like hobby. I guess is the best word we have for it. And that's I think it's and if and some people make these into livings, some people maintain them as hobbies, some people maintain hobbies with the thought someday they'll make a living out of it. And it's just really interesting to see different people do different kinds of things. I love that video space.
Yeah. You know what's
That
funny
that
though? They I've been approached by a few people to I would say collab, but to be sponsored because they like the content and the amount of followers that I've gained so quickly. So it became a
right.
hobby. Is it? It's
Yeah, so you like playing the game and seeing if you can get followers, and it's kind of cool, right? And that's why you have
yeah,
integrity,
yeah,
right?
exactly,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah,
So
yeah.
that's it's
You
pretty
gotta
funny
believe. You
because
gotta believe, right? You gotta believe,
yeah,
and if you
you
don't
gotta
have
believe.
integrity, right? Yeah.
You gotta
No,
believe.
that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's morphed
that's
now.
cool.
It seems fun now because to me, I want to see like, ooh, how many people can view this? It's like a
Mhm.
game now. How many people can view this if I do this a better job with this, and if I talk about this subject, I know it will be a hit. So kind of become a game. Uh, it's a fun game to play for me. Also, it's a game. It's a hobby. It's a game. It's I'm not really looking at it as a business, perspective, and it's still fun. It's still very fun for me.
Yeah,
Do
yeah,
you
that's
find
cool.
do you find the music is on the same level of excitement on the creative
You
side
know,
on the music, or is it a little different of a process as opposed to the video
uh,
content?
I feel the music is more rewarding because the music is, you can look at that app and you can say, well, a lot of it generates it, off of the words and it's easier. But the music you have to do, like I use the CapCut, I still use an AI to generate the music. And I'll tell you, you wouldn't realize
Where
that
do
it's
you make
AI. You
where do you
wouldn't.
make the music?
I make the music. There is an app called
Show us.
Suno. That's what it is.
Ah, so
Suno.
you're using Suno.
Yeah,
No,
show us
yes.
Suno. Show us your Suno.
Let's see. Let's see if Suno will. Let's see here.
So you're now onto Suno's channel in Discord.
Yeah, well, I'm trying to think. It's been a little while. I used this.
Mhm.
Let me see if
That's
I
it.
could.
I remember Suno. Yeah, you give it a prompt and it generates music, and you can do some really cool stuff with it, and then you can build a whole. You can build a whole ambient scene, right?
Are you going back to share your screen? Did I lose you guys?
No, I'm still here.
Oh, great, great. Okay.
Oh, hello, Liam. I saw that you joined. I didn't see. I didn't. Yeah, we didn't say hi.
Panda,
Go
Ron,
ahead.
you still
Yeah,
there?
I'm back.
Okay,
Yeah,
there
I'm
we go.
back. I'm
Okay,
back.
good.
Okay. It kind of closed by accident, but yes, I use the Suno, and I really enjoy making the music with the Suno because again, it's the same thing. I want a particular music to be out there that I would like if I was, you got to remember, I'm the DJ. So now I'm trying to make my own music and mix and everything like that of what I think people would like, but what I would like as well. So it becomes more satisfying when I get feedback, when I get good feedback. You hear me?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, it's more satisfying when I get good feedback. Like if I make a song, it's some of the songs on Suno. If you literally have to put your words in, and I've done that, and I've gotten good feedback where they were like, "What song is that? And where did you get that from? And who sings that song?" And I didn't have the heart to tell them. Yeah, but they should know, like, it's AI. It's nobody really sings the song, and I don't have a name for it because we just made it up. Like I just made it up. You know what I mean? So I don't
But
have a real name.
you're expressing, I guess, creative thoughts and
Yeah.
type of me. Are you making reference when you're describing
Um.
or prompting? Are you making like genres? Are you talking about club versus house versus? You're outlining all of that when you're creating in the creative process? Is that correct?
Correct. Correct. In that prompt, I will do like let's see, I'll do like
Can you give
techno.
us a link? Can you give us a link to to a Suno song, right? 'Cause you link it by song, right? Or do you
Yeah.
post it on
Yeah. Yeah.
YouTube?
Yeah. Yes. Yes. I will. You know what? Let me.
I
Let me
made
go.
one a while ago. I can't remember. It had to do with Brazil or something like that. And I was like, wow, this thing is really cool, right?
Yeah. It really. Music industry should really watch out because
Yeah,
you
sure.
you you really you cannot tell. And I'll tell you the truth. You cannot tell. If I gave you a song, one of my favorites, you would be like, "Wow, I thought this is something from the radio, not an AI made that I just made in pretty much a minute."
No,
Um,
I really am impressed with Suno. Actually, the song opener and closer that we used for our show was actually created with Suno. And so,
Well, impressed and depressed, right?
well, hopefully not. I mean, it's fun. I thought it was apropos to use as the opener and closing for the song for the show to do it in Suno
Absolutely.
because we're living with AI.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. We're living with AI. And will we, do have we made enough human generated music to last for the rest of our times as a species so that we don't need to make any more human generated music? We have enough. So all the rest can be derivative or machine
yeah.
generated. Like, so I was going to ask you, like, do you think that there's any, are you a musician? Ron,
That's
are you a musician? That's not, all
well.
right. You know what? That's not the, I'm trying to get the right question. So do you make music? Have you made music before AI?
I've written songs down that have come out of my head with no music per se, but just
Okay.
let's say words or poetry
Right.
that could
Yep.
get try to
Yep.
translate into music.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
don't play an instrument as a professional or semi-professional to do that. I've always wanted to, but this is also, I feel, a tool that can get you closer. Even if you don't play an instrument or don't know how to read any notes, this can get you to how I feel, as close as you can get. Without doing that, this can get you as close as you can get, and to me, and keep you kind of satisfied because you can make music, we can write down words, and the AI will have a voice that will sing it, that can sing, and I don't sing either. So not with any tune, I can't carry a tune. So it does everything for you, kind of, as long as you can come up with those words. And if I come up with the words and I can manipulate the AI, and it may have to do, like I said, it will take a couple of tries. It may take 2 or 3 tries, but usually the song comes out. I'm very happy at the end of it with the song, with using Suno anyway. And I know there's other platforms that you can use, but to me, that's Suno's a good one to use. That it helps. It keeps you open to manipulate it, and the song comes out, for me, it comes out pretty good, pretty good. Now, when I do when I did the or in the process when I'm doing the DJ channel, I then have to then mix the songs together and edit. That's where it becomes more time consuming, and I think harder, but to me more gratifying, because when it comes out in the end and I hear it and I'm happy with it and it sounds really good and I'm getting good feedback, and that is way more than the shorts. You know what I mean? Because the shorts are only 30 seconds. When I do the music, it's I tried it. I was doing 2 hours, and it became a little bit too much to do, so I cut it down to about 45 minutes. So I'll do a session. I'll come out on Thursdays, let's say for 45 minutes, and then I'll try to talk in between the songs and just say, like, have a good Saturday, or have a good Friday night, like just like a real club. You know what I mean? And I'll use static pictures to narrate along the way and try to make it seem more engaging. So you could turn my channel on and you could clean the house and you could have it through your speakers and your TV or whatever you want. And hopefully it would feel as closest to a club that you could get without, the smoke and the spending the money and traveling to wherever you had to go. So that's the way I look at it.
So it's a just so I get the medium. So it's effectively a podcast. And let me see if I got it right.
Okay.
It's effectively a podcast, a 45-minute recording that you would download and listen to, in your chosen environment, doing whatever. But the vibe is basically a 45-minute concert, or concert with original music that you've generated, your original music with some a little visual stuff and some like you're a VJ, like you're a DJ in a club, but instead of playing pre-recorded music by other artists, it's all your own music.
It's all my own music, correct? Yes,
Wow,
exactly.
that is awesome.
Exactly.
That's like a concert.
Yeah, it's like a concert. So that's why I was saying to you, that's as close as to me that I can see that you could get if you don't play an instrument, you can't sing, you can't read a note. That's as close as you could get. I mean, you can't get any better than that. I mean, and you have an audience, you have the YouTube as the platform. You can go live and start to and just keep adding songs, and you can talk back to your audience. They hear you, and they'll respond as well.
Well, see, that's
Mhm.
amazing because you remember back, people would have like, some Technique 1200s turntables, and they would get their crate of vinyl, and they might spin, and they might be underground somewhere spinning. Now you have, with modern technology, you can spin, you can use YouTube as your medium. And I would imagine, if, let's say, you're really good, let's say you're doing some, old school garage style house, and you're spinning it like 7:30 on a Friday night, for an hour or 45 minutes or what have you. You could develop quite a following where people might actually join you live to listen to
On you
what you came
live,
up with.
Well,
correct.
yeah, I was going to ask
Mhm.
Ron, like, what's an audience to you? Like, 3 people live streaming with you now? Is that an audience, or is it like, is there a certain size when it, like at a party, or at a club, a certain
That's a
size, okay, we're here,
right.
like
That's a
how many
that's a good
people?
question. That's a very good question of the number. um, ah,
I
I,
don't
I
even know. Yeah.
I think, you know what? I think an audience, it can be 3 people to 300 people. As long as I feel they're listening and they're gaining something from it, or tapping their foot or hand, or just enjoying it, just sitting back and enjoying it. I think that's the fulfillment for me, because again, it's the same thing of, it's something that I created, that you're listening to, that you're taking your time to just sit there and listen to it. That's fulfillment for me, even if it's one person, you know. So that's the way I look at it. But
Yeah.
you know,
Even if
and then
it's you.
the more the merrier.
Yeah. But even if it's just you and there's not a live audience, but I love the idea. That's why we do these live streams, even if there's like two or three people, because there's something different about being live in the moment.
Yes, yes, absolutely.
Now,
There's definitely.
do you generate the music live in the moment, or are these pre-recorded originals that you've already made and you've kind of set them up like you would as a DJ? I'm
E-
going to play this one, this one.
Exactly. It's more of setting them up like, you know, you want to have it. It's like a record player.
In
You
a
know, you
mood.
can
Yep. Yeah.
have a
Yeah.
record player. I remember my mother used to have the record player with the little arm that would go across, and I was
Yeah.
so intrigued on how it would pick it up and move it and just keep playing. So it's similar to that because it's 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 just, one right behind each other kind
Well,
of a
I was a DJ in a bar,
thing.
in a club, in college, and on the radio, college radio station. But the DJ in the bar scene is very similar. Um, and you know, you have two turntables, and I would literally ride my bike with a crate of vinyl records that I shared with the other DJ. We kept in a shared locker in the student center. Um, you know, and you'd play a record, and then you'd be able to. I don't know if you're DJ'd, but it's got to do with the arm. You know, you have to get the beats right and match the music
Right,
and stuff.
right, right.
So it's a cool and a live scene. You've got a crowd there in front of you, so you can kind of judge the crowd, and you never know how many people are coming in. If there's nobody there, you don't play like loud rocking song. But if the crowd all of a sudden shows up and everybody wants to have a party, you change the music, kind of thing,
You
right?
change the
So
music, kind of, right? You
yeah,
change the music to
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 whatever, you know,
whatever,
response.
right?
But it's
Respond,
like
yeah.
but but the idea of being able to generate music from prompts on the fly is sort of
Mhm.
like I mean, it's risky, but it's like playing a live jazz concert where everything's improv, right? And the old improv jazz people, they never practiced, right? Because it's all about improv.
It's all
And so
about improv.
that's cool.
Yeah, here you kind of set it up a little earlier than
Yeah.
to just keep it. Yeah, you set it up a little earlier. But using the CapCut, to me, it wraps everything together because I can also, what keeps you engaged, or I feel what keeps people engaged also, is the static pictures that are used to kind of make the ambiance of a club type. I'll go on Midjourney, which is another AI app. I'll use Midjourney, which to me is one of the best ones. And I'll type in, like, let's say, people dancing in a dark club, and it will give me a picture of people dancing in a dark club, and it will give me four. So I'll choose one of those, and I'll kind of wrap that into, the song, and certain parts of the song I'll change the picture around. And CapCut has, those effects like explosions and smoke and fire, kind of, flame mists. And I'll wrap that all together with the music, and it comes out pretty good. It comes out pretty good. Like, that's as close as you're going to get to a club, I feel, without getting in a club, being at a club, static pictures. And, there's no smell or anything, not yet. We don't have that yet. We have all the visual.
Yeah, we don't have that yet, but it's coming.
Yeah, it's
Um,
coming.
yeah.
It's coming.
Who do you think lives with AI more, you or the those of us who are watching and coming to your club?
Who, oh, this probably, say that again. Who do you think? I'm
Who
sorry.
lives with AI more? Who's like more of the who's like who's doing more AI? You know what I mean? If you were like to think about it, we think about people on the scale of like, do they live with AI? And
Yeah,
you
I think I do, right? I think I live with AI more, you
Is
know.
that because you're doing more of the content creation and you're letting your mind kind of go with what you're feeling and what you're thinking and looking at all the tools?
Yeah, I would say I would say that because all the tools are becoming AI, and um, you're constantly using them to make the product better or change and manipulate it, and it just and they keep coming out with more. So it's you would say down a rabbit hole, but you kind of get there because there's so much, so much to do, so many different things you can do now. It's just I think, yeah, definitely me. Definitely me.
I think I agree. Yeah, for sure. Although, in some respects, the people who are now consuming their entertainment that is produced in collaboration with AI, but we'll just call the content that you produce for us is AI generated content. But I don't want to I don't want to like black, like white, make your role disappear. So I want to call it collaboratively AI generated content. I don't think we
Yeah.
quite have a name for it, but it's
Right.
stuff that you made, and it's like stuff that you and I, by the way, share everything that you described about yourself as a musician, except you can probably write more than I can. So you at least have that. Still, yeah, I write the words and start with that, so you're
Right.
one team step ahead of me on the road to being a musician. And I think
Thank
what
you.
you said, incredible. Like, and I've always like, wow, I can be a musician, or some people can become writers, or people can write paragraphs when they couldn't write sentences, but they have thoughts in their heads, so there's just no doubt, like, you have music in your soul, you can make music.
You can
Clearly,
make
right?
music. Right. You can make music, and it helps you. It helps you do it.
Well,
For
it's you.
sure.
Yeah,
For
Well,
it
it
gives you
sure.
seems
the
like
pleasure.
it's a new form of instrument, right? So it's not a guitar, it's not a
Perfectly said.
piano,
Yes.
it's a new form
It's
of
Yes.
like
instrument.
it's
Yes.
a synthesizer on steroids.
That's right.
Right. It's a synthesizer on steroids. Correct. That's funny. When you draw, it's the best pen.
Yeah,
When you're a musician, it's the best, instrument. It does a lot. It does everything. It does everything well.
So that
but
brings up
those
a
of us,
that brings up an
but
interesting
when we,
question because I know that some of the students in SUNY Poly that are designers, they may feel, because I saw this initially when I first came, there were some that had some serious trepidation because they felt that it's almost taking away from those people that have honed those skills. And I don't know,
Right.
it's a different perspective, right? Because you're honing different skills in order to to make the wonderful sounds or to show the wonderful pictures. You're honing different skills to actually color on this palette.
Right. I feel like it's a shortcut, because if if I could do this with relatively no skills, or what I mean, and you have somebody that has learned about this for years, of course they're going to feel a little jaded. You know what I mean? They were like, "What? This guy just came in with all these people come in with this AI and just start making music, and I could understand that. They think that it's a shortcut, and it's just what I think it's the difference is I'm not putting it out there and saying, "Hey, this should be on the radio, and this is this." It's just my idea of what I like that I'm presenting to the world. You can like it, you cannot like it. This is it. This is just what's in Ron's head, what Ron likes. Do you like it? You know, is it something that you would listen to? And it's just I think this AI helps you create that, and just broaden what's in everyone's head. And like I said, be your own gatekeeper, so that you can release what's in your head to everyone, and they can see what really makes you you. In that case, you can still hide. In that case, you can still hide, because there are a lot of people that are very conservative. They don't want to show themselves, playing this instrument or talking, because they look a certain way or feel a certain way, and the AI kind of mitigates that. You know what I mean? You can you can present that to the world. That makes sense.
yeah. So the musicians right? The musicians are going to ask, like, they're going to say, "That's not music."
Oh yeah, right. You're gonna say
What
it's not.
and what do
I've
you
heard
say?
that before. I've heard that before.
What do you say?
Oh,
Well,
I absolutely think it's music.
yeah,
In my
I
opinion,
think
I have a musician that I work with, and I remember how twisted the individual was with a tool like Apple's GarageBand, which had no AI involved in it initially, and you have to put the beats together and you choose the instruments, and it was amazing because you could actually make something. Now with
mm,
a tool like Suno, you don't even have to have that kind of linear hand holding and creating music. You can verbalize what you're looking at to create a mood or a feeling or an expression, and it's gonna create something based on how you can describe it.
It's that word "create," of
Mhm.
course, right? It's going to generate
Yes,
something.
it's going to generate. It's going to, you're collaborating
right,
with it. You're right. It's
right,
going to generate
right.
it based on the prompts and your collaboration with it. It's
But
going to
there is,
produce something.
yeah, and the music, I don't, and then to be honest, I have no idea how it generates music. I
But
cannot
yeah,
even.
that's the thing. It takes it from. That's the problem. I think that's a lot of people have with it is because it takes the music from somewhere on the internet, somewhere, and pieces. I think pieces a little piece from here, grabs a little piece from here,
It's
grabs a little
referencing
piece from
styles.
there.
It's referencing.
Yeah, referencing styles
I
and
actually don't
then
know, and I
puts it
want to learn.
together.
I actually want to learn, and I will. One of us could easily ask, and we should ask and figure out how it does. That would be interesting, like how it actually does it. Um, and I don't know that. I don't think it reassembles it like it does with words. I think I've read that it doesn't do that, but it's gosh, yeah, I will try to learn, and we'll, that's a good
Well,
question to understand how.
some of the songs that I've let's say collabed with with AI, they do sound like other artists, and I'm like, wait, that sounds like this artist, and I'm like, it definitely. I feel like it took their voice and kind of manipulated it a little bit, maybe a little faster, maybe a different tone.
Yeah, I don't know, like they, yeah, and I
Okay.
don't know. We should. I think
So,
they
I'm sorry.
remember
Go
if
ahead.
they. I think they take the music chunks and break it up into
They break it up
small.
into two components. They have Suno uses deep neural networks in two main stages. One is Bark, which handles vocals, generating singing voices and lyrics, and the second is Chirp. It produces music, melodies, harmonies, and instrumentals. So these models analyze your prompt style, the tone, and the structure to build unique tracks.
So what we can do, and the thing that we're building in the AIX, um, for students or anyone who wants to, is that we're hoping to take the tools like Suno and the tools like, what was the video tool? The first one.
CapCut.
No,
Oh, Big
I,
Motion, Big
big
Motion,
motion.
yes, Big Motion.
Big Ocean. So those are two commercial tools. We're hoping to assemble the components that you would need to do those all using open source tools, and
First
then
tool.
do it in an open source platform that you can run on the commercial. You can run against via an API,
Mm.
which allows you to develop workflow. That's a little different. I mean, what you're doing for shorts, it wouldn't, make sense. What you're doing is so cool because it's just what makes perfect sense. Um,
Yeah.
do you have to pay for those platforms, or is that everything free, though not open source?
You do have to pay for Big Motion. But I was on early in the platform, and me and the creator, I don't, whoever
Hmm.
he is or she is, they've known me because I have so many followers and using their tool. I have it for free.
Oh,
I have it for
you're
free for a lifetime.
cool. Yeah, you're a platform early adopter, so you're like an
Right.
influencer for the
Yeah,
platform.
exactly.
very
And
cool.
and I
Yeah.
and they gave me a link to so that I could somebody uses the link, then I would kind of get paid for it. That's where I
Very
started to say,
yeah, cool.
yeah,
Yeah. That
yeah,
that very interesting. Yeah.
yeah,
That's really cool to do that. That's another way to like you can see companies build platforms because all they're doing is running something that they're running models, that you could do in a
right,
sense.
right.
But they've made a nice platform and that's really cool. And that you see people kind of build these own businesses around these.
Affiliate marketing. That's what it is.
Yeah,
Affiliate
exactly.
marketing. I learned that word this
Yep.
year. Well, this year, the end of last year, because I didn't know. I was like, "What's exactly affiliate marketing?" Now I know.
Oh,
So
nice. Yeah.
yeah,
Oh, that's
yeah.
very cool. Yeah. And do the Suno work the same way or no?
No, I didn't get a chance to talk to Suno. Suno is a much bigger platform than Big
Hmm.
Motion, and I just use the Suno. It's funny. I want to add that I also use Newbert. Newbert is another
How do you
music
spell Newbert?
Mubert. I should
Newbert.
Newbert. Yeah, Newbert is another music AI that I was using in the beginning. I wish I could link or
Hmm.
show. Right. Oh, that's the. Oh, okay. I could do that. So I could do.
And what do you prefer over Newbert over Suno? Is it just a different type of interface in creating music?
Yes, it's also a platform for what I like the genre of. I mean, it does many, but it also does. What I found is that the new Bert is longer, so you can make a song like 45 minutes long. You know what I mean?
Oh, right.
Yeah,
Right.
it was like a long chain, and it was just. But what I found with Newbert, it wasn't it. I was using it at first, but I kind of evolved once I heard the Suno. I felt Suno was just a better product. I felt a better product, but sometimes I do go back to the Newbert because it just seemed to not hit as hard. The Suno just hit a lot harder,
Well,
and it
wait,
was
wait.
just it
Are you
just hit.
saying new or moo? Beginning with M or
It's
N?
it's Mubert,
Oh,
right?
Moobert. Okay. Moobert
Newbert,
AI. I see it now.
Newbert,
Okay.
yeah, yeah. That's a good
Oh, I
one too.
typed it in the wrong way. Yeah.
Yeah, I got the chat up now. Let me see if I can.
There it is.
Yeah, that's originally what I started with. So if you look at my channel, that's what I started with. But I found that what's funny also with the music channel, I used my own imagination because I used the thumbnails as famous actors.
Hmm.
So I use the AI to generate. All right, here's case in point. I used Keanu Reeves as the thumbnail for one of the pictures of the club, like in that day. So then I
Hmm.
started to do them by the week. So I started with Tom Cruise, and then I did Leonardo DiCaprio and Johnny Depp, and you know other people that I started to move on to Jason Momoa. But I'll tell you this: I tried to do Denzel Washington, and it never came out right.
Hmm.
He never came out right. He never looked like himself.
Do you think the reason why is because Denzel's doing something to prevent people from generating image
I don't
versions of
know
himself?
because I did maybe I did some people it just wouldn't do. It wouldn't do them right. Just they did not look like themselves at
Hmm.
all. I don't know why. But the famous actors, like if I did Brad Pitt, I had 30 pictures of Brad Pitt in the AI of what I wanted, with a drink in his hand. I started to come out with this club. It was around Christmas time. So I put a garland around his neck with lights, and it looks like him with sunglasses in a club. And
Hmm.
behind him I put in the club. I named the club 888, which is supposed to be lucky. So in every picture is an actor with drinking a fire liquid. It's just something that's catchy, you know, for the YouTube kind of steak thing. Everybody wants you to have something catchy, and you know, hopefully that would catch somebody's eye if Brad Pitt was drinking a glass full of fire, or Tom Cruise, I should say. You just
So,
add your own little flair into it, you know, to make it fun.
so Ron, you got me to think of a business idea, and
Yeah.
of course, you Google it, and those are the companies that offer my idea. But basically, they're doing what you're doing, but doing it live remotely to bars
Yeah. Yeah.
and clubs.
Wow.
Oh,
Wow. I didn't know that.
as a service, kind of like a Muzak. You're
As a
offering
music.
like,
It's
oh,
royalty.
okay.
They can just blow Muzak out of the water, and they can blow the artists out of the water, which is why the creatives are going to be very unhappy with it, because it's going to sound just like them, but be you know. And this is like elevators more than clubs, perhaps, but even clubs, if you're good, you know.
Sure.
And then if you're really cool, I bet you could pull it off. You could vibe code and be a live AI coded, and then have people in the crowd provide you with prompts to sort of vibe the music.
So like a human, like a jukebox,
Yeah.
is what you're saying?
Human, yeah, like a human filter of the prompts coming into the AI music stream, like as an artist, kind of like in a club. Like it's have you seen the vibe coding? Have you heard of these vibe code? Do you know what vibe
Oh,
coding is?
no, no, no.
So vibe coding is when you use tools to write code that you don't really understand what they do, but you can still write apps, and sometimes you can do it. So like we had some students like, yeah, you go into Suno with the more music, the Suno kinds of apps that have much more control, and then you can use that to like write code, and it can write a website or write a music score, and then you're doing it live. And if you do it live in front of other people, it's a performative way of performing live vibe coding, which is a a hit apparently, but only in San Francisco. Um,
Well,
but I think that live um, performance like of AI could be interesting. That you could do music. So like if you were in a club generating music like a band, right?
Right.
But you're all the music is coming through the AI that you're performing in front of people, and people could give you their prompts. It's kind of like an art piece. Okay, it's more art than live. But anyway, there you go.
well, it's an immersive experience, right? So I could see that because if you're getting that input from people, it could definitely
Sure.
be much more immersive and curated, environment
To the crowd at the moment.
to the crowd at the
Right. To the
moment.
crowd. To the crowd, yeah.
Well, I will say,
You could have a
this
live
is a good.
video
I'm
stream
sorry.
as well. A live video stream in the bar that was interpreting the video into the AI as the people were dancing.
That's right. If you had a feed,
Yeah.
you could
Had a
use the
feed. Yep.
live feed to come up with interpretive coding for your vibe coding.
Without you
Well,
being there. Right.
without you being there.
Without you being there. Yes. And you could do that if you wanted to, for more than one place, right? You wouldn't
Oh,
just,
that's
you could
right.
have relatively, you could be sitting there on a TV with 10 TV screens in front of you, you know, seeing what's going on in the bar, and just, if you have it right, you press the button.
Yeah. So what that of course it always comes around to Africa. So we're past our 8:30 mark, Chris. But
Yes.
one
Well,
of one of my passions with living with AI with is because SUNY Poly is doing a significant effort trying to establish some connections through our president to African universities and do African exchange. Um, Sometimes around AI, but around cultural artistic approaches to AI. So what we just described is a live AI studio that you could run on multiple continents, where the people could generate somehow music, and I could see that happening in our studio at SUNY Poly simultaneously with a studio in Ghana. And then Ron, you have to come up to Utica and Chris because you were there at the creation.
Sure. I'm there.
Yeah.
And Ron,
Sure.
I'd like to thank you. Thank you for joining us tonight on
Of
Living
course.
with
Thank
AI.
you for having me.
It was a pleasure, and we appreciate and we look forward to further exploration on the video as well as on the music front. And we'll be
Or
tuning
maybe
into your channel.
we could do another one and see how I evolve. Or
Absolutely. You are always
A lot.
welcome
Yeah.
back. We do appreciate it.
Well, you know what? Yeah, you know what would be great, Ron, is that we, you know, and as Chris and I start to get attuned to scheduling this ahead, you know, we'll do a music, and then we'll announce that to the ahead of time, and then we get all the music people to come along, you know, and so
Sure.
we'll have a bunch of students in a class in the fall. That we can announce this to on a regular basis. Won't be the middle of July, but then as we say, oh, students who want to do music, come on in, you know. So that would be great. That would be fabulous to fall.
that would be exciting for sure.
Yeah, thanks.
Well, thank you, Ron. Thank you, Jesse,
Of
for
course.
joining us tonight. Thank you, Dr. Steve. Always a pleasure.
So, yeah.
Have a
Thank you for
wonderful
having
evening.
me. Had a great conversation.
Thank you. Everyone stay safe.